everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lanese, and I blend motivation with spirituality so that you can get the best benefit out of it. Today's video is on negative energy and how negative energy is a sickness and why it is positive people's duty to combat it. First, I will explain what I mean by this, and then second, I am going to give you all of the tools that I have for you to go forth in the universe as a spiritual, motivational, and positive person to stop negative energy dead in its tracks. Let's get started. So what I mean by negative energy is a sickness is if you look at it, negative energy spreads like a virus. People who are negative usually hang out with other negative people. They say you're the first 5 friends that you hang out with. So what happens is at some point, a person may have just been at a neutral state, at a neutral vibration. They're walking along, they meet a new friend, and then they really bond with this new friend. And they don't have a lot of friends, so they start hanging out with that person's friend group. And lo and behold, this person was neutral. This person maybe was just open to anything. And then what happens is this group is a negative group. That energy rubs off on this new person. So now this person is a negative person. It's just like catching a cold. So they go out and maybe go back to their family who's been predominantly positive, but let's say in this story they flew, they moved away, whatever. So they come back to their family and their family's like, wait a minute, like, why are you talking like this? And they're like, what is going on with Jeff? Why is Jeff acting like that? There are tools and mechanisms as positive people that we can use to heal our friends who are negative. And I'm going to give you all of them. So I'm really excited. But before we move on, I just really want you to understand that when someone that you are close with is negative, it's easy for us to take it personally, especially if they say something really super mean towards us and they hit us with something. And it's also easy for us to catch the virus. It's really easy for us to start to argue with them, to start to yell back at them, to start to get nasty with them, to catch that sickness. If we don't keep ourselves in check and realize negative energy is a sickness, we very well can catch that sickness. So having a strong aura as a spiritual person, but just having strong will as a motivational person is going to help you not catch this negativity virus. Feel empathy for Jeff, for those people, because they're sick with negative energy. And it is your duty as a positive person to help heal them, to help give them your positivity, contagious, love vibrational energy. It is a battle of energy. It is a dance of energy in this universe. Emotion means energy in motion. So the energy is in motion with this friends group that Jeff has made in this other city, and then it moves over here. So what we got to do is we got to get rid of it. But I really want you to understand that when people are negative, it is because they are influenced by something. I feel bad for them. I feel empathy more than sympathy, because sympathy is a little bit of like a look down upon you. I feel empathy because I've been there. We've all had the negativity sickness, and it takes people who love us, who care to combat the negativity sickness, to stop this from happening to us. So moving forward, here are the tools that can help you combat the negativity sickness when you see it in your friends and when you see it in yourself. So the first way to combat the negativity sickness is called the law of positive assumption. Now this won't work every single time. I'm gonna give you all the ways. This is my first tip because it does work. If you are somebody who doesn't really want to be combative or you don't like confrontation, this is gonna be a great tool for you. So when Jeff comes home for the holidays, and let's say he's your brother and he's negative, what you can do is assume positive. Now this does not work with every single thing. That's why I'm going to tell you some more tips. But if he's just like, oh, today's really gloomy outside, what you can do is assume the positive. And in every single thing Jeff says that's negative, what are you going to do? You're going to hit him with positive energy. instead of being like, yeah, it's really dark and gray. What is that going to do if you say, yeah, it's really dark and gray? Jeff's going to reaffirm his negative energy. That's not what we're doing. You're going to be like, well, you know, at least the sun is shining and I can see the sun break through the clouds. Or you can be like, well, I really like the way the clouds look. At least that's really beautiful. Find the at least. And then Jeff will be like, yeah, that's true. At least that is really pretty. That is the way that you do that for that situation. And you can keep going on that. I actually used to do this at work with some of my coworkers. They never noticed, but I was lifting their vibration because they had negative environments at home and I was aware of that. And it was just really fun to do, honestly. It's fun to watch people change, to do these little tips and tidbits. It's just like you're over here doing this. No one even knows that you're over here running these like mental experiments on people to try to help them get better. They don't even realize that's what you're doing. So my second tip is going to apply to if someone is rude and negative and it's just something you can't combat. It's not about the weather. It's not about, you know, just something that they don't like in their daily life. They say something super mean towards you. They're directing their negative energy at you and sending shots at you. What you can do is head on say, Jeff, I do not tolerate when people say that to me. Never say it again. When you tell someone to never say something again, in the brain, they've done studies on this. This wires Jeff to be like, wait a minute, I love this person. What's happening here is Jeff is going to make the decision. Okay, am I going to lose the respect of this person? And if Jeff does, sometimes removing yourself from somebody's life is a way to get them to see the positive. It's like he'll be starving for positive energy eventually. And who's he gonna come to? You. It's Pavlov's dogs. It's literally like you are training and conditioning somebody to behave the way that you want. Because I told somebody, so-and-so, when you do this, I don't tolerate it, never do it again. And he did. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna vanish. Because I don't tolerate certain things and I'm not going to keep people in my life. My time is way too valuable to have people in my life who don't understand my boundaries. And eventually what's going to happen is that person's going to be like, you know what, Ashley was so positive, I miss her energy. They're going to come up to me and be like, Ashley, why'd you leave? Why don't you talk to me anymore? And I'll be like, so-and-so, I told you to stop doing something. When I told you that, you were very receptive of it. You understood, but then I caught you doing it again. So I removed myself from your life. So if you want me in your life, then you are going to need to understand my boundaries. You can say that kind of stuff to other people, but not to me. And that can be hard for a lot of people. But when you have the hard conversations, you are helping people. I want to make a whole video on the next thing that I'm about to say because I have so much to say about it. But when you tell someone something and they're not ready to hear it, there's a saying that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, right? You can tell someone not to do something. Doesn't mean they're gonna stop. But what's gonna happen, and this is the key tip, and this is gonna be the theme of that video, so subscribe if you want more content like this. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make the horse drink. But you know what? The horse knows where the water is when they are thirsty. So when Jeff is boggled down, when Jeff hits the dark night of his soul because all the negative energy breeds more negative energy and Jeff's having a freaking panic attack and a freak out, you know, I don't want him to, but when he's having a breakdown and he's grappling with straws and trying to reach for things, your conversation with him is going to be the thing that he comes back to. So I'm not going to say any more on that point because I have so much more to say, but I want to make this video short. So the last thing you can do if you don't want to be a combative person is something that I learned from my political manipulation class. I studied political science with a specialization in international relations. And in my political manipulation class, we learned that sometimes it is as easy as showing people that you don't like something by making small little noises. They did studies on calling people up and seeing if having like positive little vocal sounds was something to influence people or negative little vocal sounds. So what I mean by this is let's say Jeff comes home for the holidays and he says something negative. Like he's like, oh, the world is just a terrible place. And you don't believe that. In order to change Jeff's mind, all you have to do is go, or and make just a little sound. And this works even if you're in a situation, let's say you're in a situation where there's somebody at work who's being bossy. And then finally, someone stands up to them and is like, you know what? I don't like how you act. I don't like this. I don't like that. And then like you and all the others are like flocking around. And this person who's bossy is like, you know what? Yada, 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 whatever. If you're in the crowd and you aren't the kind of person that has the gumption to stand up to this bossy person, but you agree with this person trying to stand up to the bossy person, even if you make a little vocal sound, that will go a long way. If you go, like when this person's like, or if you make a positive vocal sound, like if this person is like, you know what, you're bossy, you go, like cheer them on with your little vocal noises. This works. You can try it out for yourself, but you don't actually have to do a whole lot for people to understand where you're coming from. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end. If you like this video or gained any value, please hit the like so that more people can find it. And thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.